Mrs. Higgins saw a ghost in her prize-winning petunias. Said it looked a lot like old man Jones, who's been missing since last Junius. Called up the station, her voice in a tizzy. The dispatcher yawned and said, "Now, is he making you dizzy?" No report taken. Oh, nothing to see here in our quiet little college town. Just another Tuesday with a body underground. Sheriff's playing solitaire. The deputies napping. While the whole dang city grid is quietly collapsing. The banker's new convertible, it vanished in the night. Left a note that just said, "Sorry, didn't feel right." Officer Miller shrugged, chewing on a toothpick. Said car probably just ran off. They do that, it's a neat trick. No report taken. Oh, nothing to see here in our quiet little college town. Just another Tuesday with a body underground. Sheriff's playing solitaire. The deputies are napping. While the whole dang city grid is quietly collapsing. They've got a filing cabinet labeled things we shouldn't know. Full of alien sightings and where the mayor's tuppies go. The real police work happens after 5 o'clock. Making sure the skeletons stay under key and lock. No report taken. Nope, nothing to see here. Move along now, folks. Just another perfect day.
Ooh.
No report taken.
From shadows deep, a whisper starts to bloom. A tiny spark, defying all the gloom. They said we were too small to eat, to rise. Ignored the fire burning in our eyes. But every route we said, a promise made. A silent strength that never will evade. tears we cried, the inner strength we held deep down inside. We journeys long but it unfolds across the field. The river standing tall, banish every fear. We will rise, till the phoenix will rise. Out on triumph echoes, reaching for the sky. Unstoppable roar, eternally we fly.
Brian is innocent. Brian has been essentially convicted in the media. He has a right to have this information withheld, brought out in public, so that people can see it's not this neat little package. So people can start to wonder if Brian's innocent. Your Honor, Brian is innocent. So if I talk about things that are in the affidavit, and if I talk about things that we're seeking that the state wants to hide, I think that's fair game for the public to hear.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. Phoenix here. Welcome in every single one of you to Phoenix Talks. I'm your host, Phoenix, and we are getting into the thick of things. I'm telling you, it has been a wild 2 weeks. I have got so much to talk about, so much to say, and it just amazes me how some people are not seeing past the bull-sheath. And when I say bull-sheath, I'm not just talking about this alleged K-bar knife sheath. I'm talking about this entire case full of bullshit, because that's what they were going to bank getting Brian Kohberger convicted on, besides DNA in his car that we know is not his car. If you are following me with all this bullshit that we have uncovered in, let's say, the last 60 days, maybe the last 30 days, drop a 1 in the chat if you know that we are onto something, which they keep calling evidentiary value, which there was basically none. They admitted, the DA, the prosecuting attorney, Bill Thompson, even admitted they had no evidentiary value to bring evidence forward for Brian Christopher Kohberger. And if you are so tired of the guilters out there, drop a 1, because I'm going to arm you with some facts and some evidence that you're going to be able to stand up and say, this was total bullshit. Okay? Bullshit in the Kohberger case. 100%. And, you know, I'm not going to get into all the DNA. I'm not going to get into whose prints were on there. We still don't know today. But I'm just saying that this is a bunch of bullshit. And when I show you a video that you're going to think, holy moly, why were they looking at people's prints? Well, at the scene of the crime, there were prints left, and they're never able to identify whose prints they were. And it makes you think twice about what we've been told in the IDAHO4 case against Brian Christopher Kohberger. I'm calling bullshit. I love it. All right, welcome in. I hope and pray that wherever you are coming and dialing in from, or watching from, or tuning in from, or just hanging out, that you are in safe, great weather out there. I surely hope so, because this weather has been wild. Somebody told me today that they were having to be cautious because tornadoes were in effect. And I couldn't imagine living in an area where there was tornadoes. I actually lived through one briefly, a small one in North Carolina way back in the day. And thank goodness it did not turn into a fully formed tornado. However, I know when they blow those horns and you hear a train coming, you run and hide. We hid in the bathtub because we had nothing else. So keep in mind, this is an open, truth-seeking, and not afraid to ask hard questions. Welcome home if this is you. We're going to step into one of the most debated pieces in the IDAHO4 against Brian Christopher Koberger, and that is the sheath, or some as you and I are calling Bull-SHEATH. So welcome in every single one of you. Becca, good to see you. Nona Ryan, Artsy Gal, Donna Rosa. Welcome to the nest, all you beautiful nesters. I hope you enjoyed that high overview, chapter 1 through 5, in The Broken Plea by Christopher Whitcomb. I think it was great for us to come together and talk about it. Absolutely fantastic. Hey, Munson, welcome in. And good evening, Amy. Good to see you. We're getting a snowstorm. Oh, I saw the news. I couldn't believe it. You had a little bit of spring and a little summer, and now you're going back to winter. Boy, talking about phases of the moon and the earth and the weather patterns, they are absolutely wild. Absolutely wild. So please stay safe out there. Now, let's hold up before we go wild with that label Bull-SHEATH. We're grounding everything tonight in court documents, logic, and strategy, like we always do. And we're layering in perspective now with The Broken Plea by Christopher Whitcomb. I think this is huge. But we're not layering it in, say, we're looking at it through a lens, a different lens, because tonight's real question is, are we looking at evidence that revealed the truth, or evidence that was used to build a story? So I'm going to do a poll real quick. Evidence to build truth or a narrative, a story? All right, go ahead and put your thoughts below. I'm going to show that poll. Get to going. Oh, I spelled it wrong, but that's okay. So we're looking at a few things, right? We're looking at this sheath. We're looking at some other documents. And I found something very interesting that I'm going to share with you, because I think we've been down this road before about the sheath. Hey, welcome in, Beth, new member. Welcome in. Glad to see you. We appreciate you. Whoop, whoop. Let's hear it for Beth, sorry. I almost called you Beck. I don't know where I got that. Yeah, I missed you guys too. So welcome in, welcome back. So, I made this video the other day. I did not alter this video. I know there's people saying I altered it. I didn't. And we saw a little bit more of the video, and it was one of these crazy videos that I got to take the sound off of it, because if I don't, I'm going to get hit with a copyright. But we pretty much know about the Bull-SHEATH, right? So I made this video on the TikTok. I shared it on the streets of YouTube. And let me share this with you real quick. I think you guys know which is the one I'm talking about. This one, the hands, IDAHO4 hands. Can't play the music, but you kind of get the idea. You can go to my YouTube and play it. And these hands of Hunter Johnson as he leaves the 1122 residence, they look like Wallace and Gromit hands. They have been altered by the police department, not by any creator. I do not alter pictures. If anything, I'll put a filter in to show you something. But this was not done by me. This was released by the police department of Moscow, and it is right on Connor's channel. You can go and see it for yourself. And I'll even post the actual mark where you can go and see it. But here's the rest of the video. Just a short to get my point across. Hands, hands, show me your hands. Those are not jazz hands. Yes, thank you, Connor. Now that's the video. Now I'm going to go right over to Connor's channel like I showed you. I'm going to pull up another video that Connor has put up. And this video has been up for a while. This is the back lobby of the camera in Moscow. And let's just, oh gosh, what happened? Let's just review this together, okay? Because I want you to see what I see. And I want you to see what you see. Because sometimes we don't see the same things. But this is getting wild. This is the night, Sunday, of the murders. This is the back camera where people, come in and out that work here at the police department. And then you see people starting to arrive from the 1122 King Road incident. Okay? So I take it that these may be the bathrooms right next to the drinking fountains. I'm just going to hypothetically guess this. Okay? And then you'll see Hunter Johnson walks in. You'll see Bethany. You know who is Emily Allant. She has the crossbody back, and she's got a light gray sweats and a dark gray sweatshirt and, I don't know, maybe some slippers. And you see the girl in the purplish color, kind of like lavender. And then you see a couple of other people just walking around. I believe Lyndon Beck is there with Josie. And when you start walking and going into this, walking into this video, and when I mean walking, you can walk through this. You can see the detectives arriving and talking to certain people arriving to give their statements or be, questioned. And then we see Hunter Johnson on the phone for about approximately maybe 17, 18 minutes. I've reviewed this, and this is huge. Because I kept saying, who would he need to be on the call at the police station with, right? And these are not hooked up for sound. The lobby is not hooked up for sound. And you see him pacing all around. This is in real time. This is in real time as the interviews were happening. I have not sped this up. I have not slowed this down. This is in real speed, I should say. And this goes on for about maybe 12, 13 minutes at the max. And then you'll see you'll see his girlfriend, Emily Allant, come in. Okay. You'll see her come in. I might have to speed it up a little bit. But he's pacing like this throughout this entire call. This is right after they were found. It doesn't give me a time, but I can only probably speculate it's about maybe 1 o'clock, 2:30-ish, maybe even later because it starts to get darker as the hours progress. And he looks really hot and heavy into this call. Now, his left hand, continuously stays in his pocket. All his sketchy friends. I know that's all I can hear from the chicken lady. Do me a favor. What comes to your mind when you see something like this? Immediately. Don't think about it. Just drop it. Yeah, what comes to your mind when you see somebody pacing like this? They're nervous. I mean, body language is everything, especially in this case. Worried, freaked out, sus. Well, he has nothing to be freaked out about. He's not part of this, right? Then he tries to sit down, lean against the wall, nervous, uneasy. Absolutely. Those are key indicators. And we're not assuming, we're just observing here, right? We are in observe mode right now. Left hand still in pocket. Is Hunter left-handed? Because he's holding the phone with his right. Body language is everything, hence the redaction. Like a nervous walk, stressing. Yeah, when I saw this, I kind of made me think, man, this is what guys look like when they're waiting for their wives having a baby. Kind of like the nervous twitch. You think he's on the phone with Emily getting the story straight? I think Emily walked in over here. She's in there. Bethany was in yellow. Emily was in the dark gray and the light gray and the little slip-on shoes. Sorry, did I say Bethany? I meant Emily. I apologize. Restless. Restless? You think he's on the phone with a parent? Yeah, send it to him. Legal body analyst would destroy these faker stories. I believe so. Body language experts. That's what we need. I'm no body expert, but I've seen this before. Pacing. Oh, he's talking to his frat president and giving updates. Possible. He waits for her to get there, maybe. She just walked in with everyone. She just walked in with everyone. So this goes on and on and on until Emily walks over to him. And there's something I want you to see. He sits down, talks, and I could keep going through this thing until she walks over to him. Let me fast forward it a little bit. Still on the phone. Some lady walks by. Still on the phone. Again, still on the phone. And then halfway into this video, he walks off and comes back. Here he comes back on the phone again. He's got some papers or towels or something, napkins. Crying, maybe. I don't know what's on the table. I think hand towels. Hey, welcome in. If it was me and I saw my friend that way, I would be in shock, not pacing. Hoping everyone sticks to the story. What's on the table? I think it's like a coffee little table for drinks and stuff like that. I'll show you in a minute. But he's got now a towel. I don't know if he puts it on the back of his neck. Is he sweating? Is he crying? He's got it up to his face, blowing snot. On the phone, still. I don't know what he's doing. He's wiping his neck. Sweating it out, man. Pacing. Has anybody seen this video before? Drop a 1 if you've seen this video. This is wild. Maybe he's crying. Maybe. Possibly. So a lot of you haven't seen this video. It's been up for a little while. A nervous breakdown. Ooh, that one's a good observation. Now remember, we're not experts. We're just interested in finding out what's going on. And since they have this up, we might as well watch it. And of course, he's still, yeah, this is Hunter J. This is Hunter Johnson in the police department lobby. And he's been on a phone for about maybe 15, 16 minutes, sweating bullets, grabbing towels, nervous walking. He could have just ran a marathon. So he goes a little bit longer, walks around, still pacing. People come and go. He leaves. He comes back on the phone again, almost the entire time while at the police department. Here he comes walking over here. That's another person. This is just a different angle. This is the back lobby. And remember, the lobbies are not set up for audio because Ann Taylor, in one of the MPD documents, wanted the audio, and the lobby is not set up for audio. So here we are, almost 32 minutes into a 47-minute video, and he's back on the phone. Okay? This has been up on Connor's channel for a little while. There's just no sound. Not saying much, but have we seen these types of behavior? No. No. They blocked out his hair. Yeah, he's been this way for about, I don't know, about 30 minutes now. At least 30 minutes. And something that I did notice is when Emily comes over, he tries to console her. And let me just fast forward this because this is just continuous pacing. Continuous, guys. All right. Emily comes over. She wearing those little slip-on shoes with the gray shirt. She might have had a sweatshirt, got hot, took it off. It was a jacket or something. He's still on the phone. Yeah, this is wild, right? So wait till they get a little closer. And you guys can all go and watch this video at Connor's yourself. Here's the link. You know how transparent I am. Go and watch it for yourself. You can zoom in and do everything you want. It's in the chat. Now wait till he puts his hand on the back of her back. He's going to put his left hand around her back and shoulder. Yes, thank you, Connor. And come on, when does he lift it? Hold on. Here it comes. He gets a little closer, and then you get to see his left hand. He is talking, well, Emily is standing there, but I don't know who he's on the phone with. Now, I zoomed in to his left hand, and remember, I'm no expert. I don't know what we're looking for, but I mean, you guys can go zoom in, see what you can see on his left hand, unless his hands are always like this. Does he have any issues with his hands? Yeah, it's amazing. Brand new facility they just built, and look at how bad the camera is. I mean, I kind of had to go and play this a couple times and drop it and ask if, you know, I mean, does he wear gloves all the time too? Is he afraid of germs? Because his hands do look a little red. His knuckles do look a little uneasy, in my opinion. And then we can go back over to the video, and I can't really zoom in, but look at his left hand again, especially when he moves it. And that is about the, I would say the 3604 mark, 35, 44-ish, around that time frame. You can go and take a look at his left hand. Was he playing golf, Fight Club? I don't know. But notice how he's been keeping his hands in his pocket the entire time. Even in the interview, and I don't know how close up or you can clear you can see this. Let me see if I can add a bigger screen. Let me see. I think I can. Nope. Yeah, that's the biggest it's going to get for me. I mean, you can go, you can record it, zoom in. On some people's phones, you can get a really good zoomed in picture. And I don't know why he would be pacing and so freaked out. And this is not sped up, folks. This is the normal pace of this whole, 100% normal pace. They're still blurring out their faces. What in the heck happened? And why is he so freaked out? Did he witness something? What did he witness except for seeing Xana and Ethan on the ground? We can only suspect, right? But let me show you my video file that I did take of this. And I did zoom in just on his hands. And this will give you a bigger picture on the screen also. Here it is. All right, let it play through. They do look red. They look bruised. They had their hands in their pockets the entire time, even in the interviews. Look at that. Does that hand look bruised? Drop a 1. Fresh wounds, maybe? Knuckles, red. They didn't block out his hands on this video. Look at that. Is that not wild? His knuckles. Absolutely freaking crazy. And I don't know why no one's talking about this. I do not understand. Of all the things the creators could be talking about, why are we not talking about this? We don't know what they witnessed. We don't know what they went through other than what we're being told. Yes, this is Hunter Johnson and Emily Allant waiting in the police department. This is the back lobby camera on Connor's channel. I dropped a link. And something that I noticed in the back of Emily's hair, look at the color of her hair. What color do you think that is? Is that a coincidence or just an observation? Coincidence? Observation. Dark blonde. Dark blonde. His hands look red. Her hair looks like a dark blonde. Xana and Ethan both had hair in their hands, guys. Per the FBI report, and I'll pull it up if you guys want to see that. It was in the stipulated motion in January, I believe. Hold on. Let me pull the document. Stipulation motion. Hold on. Stipulated seal. Hold on. Let me see if this is it. To use the FBI. Here it is. Evidence at trial. All right. This is clearly what they stipulated to. And this is what the FBI unclassified report said. Unclassified report. And it says debris from right hand of Ethan Chapin. There's the debris. And then it says debris from left hand of Xana Kernodle. So they both had debris. And remember what they classified as debris as. Okay? Debris is also trace hairs and fibers right there in black and white. So not only did Ethan have hair in his hand, but so did Xana. It said dark blonde, light brown. Dark blonde, light brown. I feel like Hunter and Emily were in on it, says Lost Girl. They don't seem right to me in the interview of Hunter and Emily, the way she's looking at Hunter. Now I'm suspicious of everyone connected in this case. I swear it wasn't you, I swear. Well, here's what threw me for a loop is, you know that I've shared with you the fingerprints. They couldn't rule out Bethany, they couldn't rule out Emily, and they could not rule out Hunter because of the fingerprints. Okay? If you guys remember the fingerprint, the whole documents that we all went through, and the experts could not rule them out. I want to show you, this is Xana's hand. Xana had some type of defense wounds. Debris, don't get how hair is debris. I know. These are Xana's hands. Okay? There is a defense wound in this hand. And let me show you her other hand, her left and her right. So if she literally had cuts on her hands, which she does on both hands, I'm going to show you, she had to have had some hair or fiber in her hands. Okay? She had to have. Ethan also, because they noted it. Those were Xana's hands. And you can tell, sadly, the lividity and how swollen her hands were. Okay? Because they waited so long to get help. So that was Xana's. Look at how well they document and they fingerprint Xana. Look at how well they document and fingerprint Xana. Now, I want to show you a picture, and I call Bull-SHEATH on this too, because it's just like the evidence on the sheath. I call Bull-SHEATH. This, my friends, is Hunter Johnson's fingerprint. Who the heck took these horrible 3-year-old, like a 3-year-old took these prints? That is Hunter's right hand. This is Hunter's Johnson's left hand. Oh, there's more, folks. So much more. Look at Emily Allant's left hand. This is literally her left hand. Who in the world, I already know who did, took these prints like they were 3 years old doing a fingerprinting exercises? Look at this. That's her right hand. Now, do you honestly believe they were trying to get their fingerprints? They had to go back twice and get better prints. They had to send the analyst to them, the actual forensic analyst, because not only did they send back a second set of prints that were a little better, the analyst went and took them and said, I cannot rule these. They couldn't rule them out. And that is the way the forensics documents stay to this day. And did they put all of them in some type of database? I'm sure they did. I'm sure they did. So shouldn't they have seen bruises on Hunter's hands? Absolutely. If they didn't see the, wow, then we've got the Wallace and Gromit hands that he didn't tell him to flip his hands over. He took a picture of his palms. Why do you think they took a picture of his palms? Drop it below. What are your thoughts? Why did he only tell him on camera, let me see your hands? He didn't ask him for the top of his hands. He just said, let me see your hands, and gave him his palms. His hands were in his pocket the entire time. Also at the police department until he goes over and he literally rubs Emily's back. That's when we can see the back of his hands. So why didn't they show him on video cam, the back of his hands? Why didn't they show the back of his hands? I mean, I guess they didn't need him to show him. I'm just calling Bull-SHEATH. I'm still going to say it. Maybe they were trying to provide cover for Homeboy. If we made a list of suspects from now, it would be huge. Well, yeah, it would be huge. Look at the literal. Let me show you the actual document. Look at this document, right? Brian Koberger, Hunter Johnson, and Emily Allant. That's what this document said in the forensics document. That's who they were looking at. Right there. Black and white guys. Brian Koberger, Hunter Johnson, and Emily Allant. Wow. They had to go back, reprint them, and this was in 23. 4/14/23. They couldn't exclude. They couldn't exclude. They said clearly, Johnson cannot be excluded, number 9 or 10, due to poor quality of the known need clearer roles. That was in April of 23. Johnson, 4/17/23, later on, some correspondence to 7, limited by the quality of the latent and poor quality known, but she did see some correspondence. Need better quality fingers to include better recorded joints. Include Emily Allant, similar ridge flow patterns present, latent too poor to exclude. Couldn't exclude them. And look at the evidence. Horrible prints. They had to go back and get better prints. Emily Allant's, the swirl pattern matched, but Koberger's never matched. No evidentiary value. Look at the list. Then they had Jack DeCour, Brian Koberger, Hunter Johnson, Emily Allant, Bethany Funk, Dylan Mortensen. Then they got Dylan's exemplars again. Jack DeCour, Brian Koberger, Emily Allant, Hunter Johnson, Bethany Funk, Dylan Mortensen. You can go through all these reports. You can see the whole list of people who were fingerprinted. And then you can go down and you can see everyone that they thought could be a suspect or a subject. I mean, on some of these, there's 20 people. I think they did their due diligence. They went back, got better prints. Look at that. Better prints of Hunter Johnson. Better prints of Hunter Johnson. Better prints, again, better prints of Bethany even. And they couldn't exclude her. So I'm calling Bull-SHEATH that they knew that some of these could have been potentially the individuals, potentially. But did they do anything about it? No. Did they give up Bryan Kohberger? How did this happen? How could they say he did this when it doesn't even show he did? They compared him to the kitchen windows. They compared him to the back windows, the sliding door, which they used amido black to pull up blood proteins. They did the whole works. DNA, saliva, electronics. They did everything in his apartment. But then they said they had no, what? Evidentiary evidence, no evidentiary value. I mean, there is a page on here that lists all these professors, all their DNA. Jack DeCour, Bryan Kohberger. This was 1/6/23. 1/6/23. My point is, they never were able to bring these people for hardcore questioning if their prints matched just a little. I mean, if you watch the Caden Young and Chris video, that is interrogation. That is asking the hard questions. Oh, I know you're lying to me. We need to go back. Is this your stuff? I mean, did you guys watch that video? That was intense. Because little by little, as they keep moving along, more truth comes out till they get to the hardcore truth of the matter in that video. They ask him tougher and tougher questions. What do you know? Who did he hang out? Where did he go? Still, Bryan Kohberger's a suspect. Hunter Johnson, Emily Allant. Still listed. They were going to go to court and testify. This, I believe, is Wilt. She did all the examinations and the forensics. And here is, where's that sheet? Hold on. Here it is. The sheet gets longer as they go on. They test everybody. Got their DNA, got their prints. They're looking at all of this information. Same characters that we're seeing pacing in the police department. Jack DeCour is now listed as the main suspect. Then Bryan Kohberger in 2024. How is that even possible? They switched Bryan Kohberger to Jack DeCour as the number one suspect. And Hunter Johnson and Emily Allant, Dylan and Bethany are still on this list. They have not dropped them from the list. If they would have been thrown out as anything, they would have went ahead and deleted them off and got more evidence, more new factual evidence. I don't know about you, but this makes me spicy. Makes me huge spicy. So I don't know how they went from 12/13/22, the day evidence was accepted, Bryan Kohberger being the main suspect, all the way to Jack DeCour being the main suspect, and he's still not charged with anything. I'm calling Bull-SHEATH in that one too. Was pertinent to the investigation. Chicken Boy. Yeah, Chicken Boy. I don't think it was fight night, just in my humble opinion, but a frat dispute. Possibly. Main people were Kaylee and Xana. Could have been a dispute. Could have been a dispute. I mean, after seeing that Chris C video with Caden Young dying OD'd from cocaine and fent, what if one of them bought some and they told him to give it back because it's tainted, you can't take it, and they took it? What if that happened? It wouldn't surprise me if Bryan, remember the MPD document that I showed you? I talked about it weeks ago that Bryan was being interviewed by Payne, said he looked familiar, and then he goes in and starts talking about Pullman and some of their, things that they're doing. They're studying, they're looking at people, they're doing some programs. Yeah. Chicken Boy is weird. I don't even know about that. all their connections. You're here for spicy. Senor, what's up? Those two are married now. As a matter of fact, they are. They are. I seen something the other day that it was listed as, hold on, let me see if I still have that. Where did I see it listed? Hold on. Ooh, where was that listed? I saw it listed somewhere and I was like, oh, that's interesting. I took a screenshot. Gosh, where did I see that? I have to find it, but I took a screenshot. I thought that was very interesting. So was there some type of frat fight behind the back of 1122? And that's why we're looking at things like this that don't make sense to us, because they show the palm of his hands, but they don't show the back of his hands until we see this video of him at the PD in the lobby, and we don't get to see any part of his hands. MPD 36 talks about OCRI. So go ahead, swipe down, give me a thumbs up, swipe back in. You haven't missed anything. That is the video on Connor's channel. It's been there for about a month. I've been watching and looking at that, which is very interesting. Looking at patterns, hands in pockets, that seems to be a big pattern. Interviews where they laugh and they just can't believe that, you know, what's happening or what's going on. That is why I think, I don't know about him. This is Hunter Johnson in the lobby at the police department. Finally took his hands out of his pants, out of his pockets. And you can see his left hand. Emily Allant, Hunter Johnson. And I just happened to notice when they don't blur out her hair, what color her hair is back there. I don't know why they're blurring it out. Is she missing hair? Can anybody see? I mean, it's just a real quick glimpse back there. They're blurring everybody out. I know Hunter C. went and saw them at 4:28. I think he puts the blanket over the Ethan and the girls. I saw Murphy's prints next to the prints outside on the back patio going toward Jack D's. Oh, wow. Wow. Let me go and grab that video. Let me see if I can get close. We'll go to Connor and we'll see the back. Let me see if I can get close. I think it's officer. One of them goes out there really close. Is it Warner or Rosinski? Let me look. Maybe it's, no, it's not Gunderson. Let me see if Gunderson goes in the backyard. Okay, so let me see how close I can get to this. Let's see if we can see those. Again, this is Connor's channel.
I'm trying to find. Looks like there might be some blood in the sink, but
there might be some blood in the sink. Did someone wash a knife off?
yeah.
Let's see, they redacted this.
I'm trying to find. Looks like there might be some blood in the sink, but
let's see if I can get another picture outside in the back. All right, there is a good picture right here. So you think you see Murphy's prints in the snow? What is he looking at? He's looking at the window.
I'm just waiting for.
They blur it out? Are those little dog prints? Dang it. Hold on. Let me go back. Let me play this a little slower. That's a great catch. You got some eagle eyes. Oh, I hate that. Let me go back a little more. Yeah, it's different when you can blow it up on your phone. Hold on. Let me wait a second till this loads. Next to the footprint that had measuring black thing. Oh, you mean in the crime scene photos? In the video or the photos? Hey, good afternoon, everyone. Come on in. I blew up my 40-inch screen. Yes. So the photos. Okay, let me go to the photos. Hold on. Let me go and see if I've got, where are we at? Photos of the backyard. I think that was 1 or 2. Hold on. Yeah, let me pull those up. That was photo drop 1, I believe. ISP photo drop 1. Okay. 1. It has to be 1. Photo, redacted photos. Nope, hold on. Why is it not pulling up photos? Redacted batch 4. Here's 1. So you're saying backyard. You know, I mean, does anybody else look at this and think Saturdays are for girls? Don't you just think that odd? Outside on the roof, and I was going through the videos, I started watching her demeanor, and it doesn't seem to set right with me. The photo of the footprint that they're measuring. Okay, let me go to that picture. That would be outside, and they didn't categorize them as inside or outside. Let me see. Let me see how fast I can go down through these. Outside, where they measure. Sorry, guys, I hate to scroll. Your eyes are going to be like, oh my gosh. So where they measure the footprint. I wish maybe I'll drop them in Canva and I'll label them so they'll be easy to search by. Oh, yeah. Holy moly. Are those little dog prints next to those? Who wears a size 13, I believe? That would be a dog print. See the little dog print next to the footprint? Like a dog would walk probably that close. Look at that. There's only a few pictures like that. That is a great catch, KS Jensen Art. Whoop, whoop. That's wild. What size shoe does Jack DeCour wear? I am wondering, this was the first set of photos they ever gave us. See the back of the door? It had a previous lock on it. Were there white claws in the bathroom? There's soap in that bathroom. There's shampoo. There's soap. I don't know who kept saying there wasn't. There's some type of lady stuff in there. What is that? Energy drink? There's a cup in there. No toilet paper. Soap. Seems like a party bathroom, like it's down there just to go to the restroom, whatever. There's the White Claw box. I wonder, that was a great catch, K.S. Jensen art. Definitely. So when you see pictures like this, we know that they extended the crime scene to the back. What was going on in the back of this house? Was there a fight night? Decor wears shoe size homie. Homo. You guys are bad. In my college days, we partied on Wednesday nights. I never understood why. Noons. We can see Murphy over at Jack T's too after Hunter C gets to the house. After Hunter Chapin gets to the house. There was a part in the second cop afternoons forgot. It's freaking me out. Like it's coming, the air coming out or something like that going in Maddie's room warmer. It's freaking me out. Ooh, that's weird. Well, we talked about Princess Pose. We talked about Princess Pose during the book club this morning. So maybe Nunes Gower, that would make sense. Airplane bottles, just like Gower had in his car. Well, we don't know if Gower gave these girls something to drink, right? I mean, hypothetically, let's think about this. Let's just speculate for 1 second. Now, if Maddie and Kaylee were coming inside the house and coming up the stairs, let's say they did these little fireballs, right? What if they started to pass out or choke, or maybe something was in those fireballs? I'm just hypothetically speaking here. This is all speculation. What if they started choking up stuff, and that's what you see, the diluted blood up the stairs? I mean, is that a possibility? Has anybody thought about that? He said there was air coming out of one of their lungs. Still is what it sounded like. Whew. That's why Hunter C was not as emotional as you'd expect when the cops arrived. If only one girl lives on the first floor, whose hat is hanging on the wall? Yeah. It looked like a guy's hat. A towel. Holy hell. There's a towel in the back of that door. Yeah, the shower towel has always looked new. That shower curtain has always looked new. That's a drain plug on the side of the tub. What's up with the cop on the left's face? Well, I don't know. I believe the wall, the condensation, the diluted blood is from the wall condensation from the door being open to the slider too. Ed, that's possible, but the experts never say anything about that. I mean, what would make you cough or throw up blood if you're poisoned? If you're given something, can that even happen? That's just coincidental. I mean, the fireball bottles in the doorway when you walk in and they've been dropped off by somebody who's known to give out fireballs. If someone gives you poison, would you cough up blood? Coughing up blood can occur after poisoning. Caustic, it causes system effects. It can irritate or inflame the airway lining, causing small blood vessels to break. Damage lungs, leading to bleeding in the airways. Would it leave diluted blood? Would it leave? Diluted blood can occur if the blood is mixed with saliva, vomit, or other fluids, which may leave a faint or smudge stain. In some cases, the blood may be mixed with the poison itself, creating a chemical smelling or colored stain. Stains can also result in diluted blood from symptoms of poisoning, such as vomiting or diarrhea, which may carry bloody or other substances. Fresh blood may contain clothing, skin, and surfaces where the active bleeding is from the mouth, nose, or other orifice. So could it be possible that Maddie and Kaylee took something that someone gave them? Or coughing up caustic? Yes, caustic. Isn't that what he says in the book? I can't remember. I think Lulubelle is the one that mentioned caustic. A caustic substance. Miss Q, I think you're right. Hold on a minute. Caustic. Like bleach? That's the first thing that comes to my mind. Chemical hazards. But wouldn't it show it? Sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide, sulfuric acid, hydrochloric, hydrogen peroxide. That's a caustic oxidizing agent. Burn the skin, the eyes, the respiratory systems. Always wear gloves. Protect your clothing. Proper ventilation. Could that even be possible? Putting it in a fireball or something laced. Carbonara. Holy moly. So can being hit in the face, but there wasn't that much blood. Condensation mixed with the blood. It wouldn't touch the walls and be wet to the touch, right? They took something laced. There were drops of blood, not smears. Yeah, there were drops. Drops of blood. Let me see. There were drops of blood. It was trajectory. Maybe they were poisoned first. Something caustic. Let me see. Something acid-based. Ingestion. It can cause vomiting blood. Droplets. Not like droplets on the floor, but it would be like projectile. It wouldn't be drops on the floor. It would be like a projectile. Does it mention any toxic findings in autopsies? No, we didn't. No. They didn't give us the breakdown. Like, it's not a normal autopsy like I've seen. This doesn't even give you the breakdown. It's just like a high-level overview autopsy. So I wonder, maybe did somebody give them something? It's like a mist. That's interesting. But if they took something laced, what did Chris say in the interview with the police with Caden Young's death? That he was laying on his futon but he did vomit. It was 28 outside. It was cold. I think they said 33 was more like it. Moisture and only drops would be diluted. Asphyxial droplets. That's what, okay, hold on. She was choking on something. Not necessarily somebody was choking her. What was she choking on? It could be from strangulation, smothering, or severe airway injury. Coughing, gasping, agonal breath. Very fine droplets, clustered air bubbles can be found on walls and bedding. Lung trauma, strangulation or smothering, aspirating, inhaling blood or fluid when coughing it out. Asphyxial droplets from coughing. So what was she choking on? What was she given? Chlorophyll is not going to cause that. Fine spray, clustered, chaotic. Non-directional walking patterns. Certain poisoning that affect the lungs. Aspirated from coughing. But what was she coughing on? A poison? Allergies? No, people don't aspirate blood. I mean, Maddie and Kaylee. Stab wounds can cause, she was choking on her own blood. So when stabbed in the lung, they can, yeah. But they were asphyxial droplets. Sounds more like sneezing blood. You wouldn't get a droplet so high above the stairway. No. But could you if you were choking and coughing, and stab wounds can. It had to be a caustic substance. I wonder if somebody gave her something, an allergic reaction. No, I've seen my daughter. She's had 2 anaphylactic shock from allergic reactions, but that wouldn't cause that. Sneezing, like drowning in blood. Caustic is toxic, but if you put it in alcohol, you're not going to smell it. To the cleaning cupboard photos. A spray? Oh my God. What if Kaylee and Maddie walked in and they already started cleaning after Ethan and Xana? Is that a possibility? And the chemical smell? Especially if they mop the floor in the main room. Pepper spray? Oh, could be. Tear gas, pepper spray, anything of that nature. Mace, bear spray. Fentanyl would cause foaming and seizures. So do you think they did some stuff before they came home? Or they were forced to? In the living room? That would make better sense than some of the theories that I've seen floating around there. It would make total sense. They gave him some bad shit, then they staged it. Sneezing blood. It was known per Bethany that Xana and even Kaylee might do cocaine. So if they had cocaine that was laced with fentanyl, like Caden, and they admitted, Chris admitted that the frats were dealing with Emma Bailey. Based on the scream, it sounds like they would have walked in on something. That's what I was thinking. That's exactly what I was thinking. Some of the pricing at the grub truck was whack. It was expensive. I don't think anybody would be selling maybe disguised as food, but somebody may have slipped them some pills. Go listen to Mrs. Chapin's last interview. She gives away her son in witness protection. It's obvious to me. You think so? What was her last interview? You got a date? Yeah, Ethan knew way too much what was going on at the frat. Way too much. A year ago, the boy who wore blue. Yeah, we still don't have stomach contents. They kept that pretty hidden. 9 months ago, they spoke out on the... Oh, hold on, let's watch. This was 9 months ago.
This morning, more than 2 years after the murder of their son Ethan, Stacy and Jim Chapin tell us in an exclusive interview they finally have closure.
When you heard that this plea deal was going to go through, what was your reaction?
If I could physically do a handstand at that time, I'd probably do one because I am so ready for it to be done.
Ethan Chapin, along with his girlfriend Xana Kernodle and her housemates Kaylee Gonzalez and Madison Mogan, all University of Idaho students, were brutally stabbed to death in November 2022 by Brian Koberger. Earlier this month, the former criminology student pled guilty to the murders in a plea deal that took the death penalty off the table.
Yeah, and even if they were shot, I'm just saying hypothetically, there is a lot of suppression in this case. But even if they were hypothetically shot, they're going to say they were stabbed because stabbing would cause that.
He's now expected to spend life in prison without parole.
I think our initial response was like an eye for an eye. But then we've spent a ton of time talking about it with prosecutors. And for us, we always felt like this was a better deal.
How come they got to talk with prosecutors, but other families are saying they weren't even told?
I mean, he gets put away and there's no appeal system to it. And there were so many kids, including our own, that had been subpoenaed that no longer have this hanging over their heads. I mean,
why would they subpoena all those kids if they weren't involved?
we just all get to go live our life.
There are some family members who feel like this plea deal now means that Brian Koberger won't face the highest form of punishment.
Everybody's entitled to grieve and feel how they want. Yeah, it's just not how we feel.
He's going to get what's coming to him. I really don't care what happens to the guy. He's off the streets and he can't hurt any more kids.
And that's the most important
That's the most important thing.
Mm-hmm.
At the plea hearing, the Chapins saw their son's killer in person for the first time.
Yes. It was cold and calculated and weirdly like an automated phone message.
Yes.
I mean, it was just like, you expected some, I don't know,
There's just nothing.
remorse, emotion, something, and there was zero.
Did you kill and murder Ethan Chapin, a human being?
Yes.
Did you do that willfully, unlawfully, deliberately, with premeditation and malice aforethought?
Yes.
When they have to read through the charges.
They didn't even go to the sentencing. They did not even attend the sentencing.
It's like, here we go. I had to take a little, that one was tough.
That's tough to listen to.
Yeah.
Ethan's family says their focus now is honoring the amazing person that he was, his parents, and for the first time, his triplet Siblings Maisie and Hunter sharing their story in a new Prime Video documentary about the murders.
I was so scared to go to bed. It was just silence. Because
Look how
such a
long
big
his hair is.
member of our family just wasn't there anymore.
What do you hope people take away from the documentary?
What great kids they were.
Yeah.
We made a decision as a family that we would tell our version of Ethan's story one time. He was an amazing kid, and it's reflected in that.
The Chapins also started a foundation, Ethan's Smile, to spread his joy, so far providing more than $100,000 in scholarships to nearly 90 students. The family finding ways to feel Ethan's presence.
We put Ethan's ashes into it.
And make sure he's never forgotten.
We all went and got tattoos. This was him, a note he wrote, like, I don't know, he probably was in the 4th grade.
Every morning.
He was probably in the 4th grade. Does she not know? I mean, I would know everything about my kid. Everything.
They talk to him.
You tell him what's going on in life.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's
Missed. I miss you, dude.
Yeah.
But that's all. I start my day every day.
Big and small ways to honor Ethan's memory.
I have him where I need him, in my mind, in my heart, in my soul.
Okay, well, that probably wasn't the video. That was interesting. But I think we have shown the video where she does mention that now they're twins, and they asked about when they went and got their driver's license or something to that effect. And they said that, no, Ethan was at work. It still bothers me when they say Ethan's in the basement, which, you know, the basement per Dylan is in 1122 King Road. Also, if you guys never heard her say that, she goes and talks about the basement. It's so odd. I mean, let me show you real quick before we go. I'm going to show you this. It's just wild. I call Bull-SHEATH on this whole thing. Dylan's, Mortensen, second interview towards the end. I'm going to let you listen. This is crazy. Okay, let me share this. This was at her residence. Second interview at her residence. And right to the end, hold on. I'm waiting for it to pop up on the screen. Okay, here they go. I believe they deserve real justice too. And the only way they're going to get justice is if people push back. That is the only way. I don't really think our justice system is broken per se. I think the people that are in authority and power have used the system the wrong way, not what is for and intended to use to be for.
Didn't think about it really. I mean, like, yeah, I would get freaked out at night just because that's how I am. I always get freaked out at night, just like worrying that someone's there, but there never was.
So I have to ask you a question, and this is not a judgment, so I don't want you thinking, I believe what you're telling me, but you're not telling Detective Sergeant Blaker and I anything that will prevent us from solving this. You're not trying to fill in pieces because I'm not saying maliciously to prevent us or to assist us, because that won't help us. Do you know what I mean?
I know.
Basically, she was really nice, and she says, look, tell us. Start breaking her down to spill the beans, people.
Yeah, I understand.
And it's not a judgment.
Yeah.
I just don't want to, we don't want to follow this path and spend time and find out that this is really, you're not absolutely certain. But there are some things, I think the things that you heard, I think the crying and the voice, I don't think that you could you could create that in your mind. Those are things we hear, that something brought you out of your sleep.
Yeah.
You didn't sleep through this whole thing, and at 11 o'clock.
No, I mean, I can tell I was awake because I was calling and texting people, and I remember texting.
That's your evidence that you were up.
Yeah.
You were moving around.
Yeah, and I, like, from the things I saw, it's like what I think I remember, but again, like, I don't know how real it is. Like, I don't know if my mind made it up or if I did, or like if it was actually, like, you know, real or something. Like, not I did, but like saying if my mind made it up or if it was real.
So the voice you heard, you believe you heard him?
I believe I did hear that, and I believe I did hear someone crying. Kaylee, I guess I should. What I believed at that moment, I heard Kaylee crying.
And you believed you heard a male voice saying?
I believe I heard a male voice saying, "It's okay, I'm going to help you."
And it wasn't directed at you.
Not directed. I knew it was not directed at me because it was more distant. I could tell it was not towards me at all.
So this is the question I have to ask.
Yeah.
If he saw you, why do you believe you were spared?
I don't know. I've been asking that like nonstop. It kind of freaks me out because I'm just like, I don't really understand why I was spared. Like, I'm a girl. I am 5'10". I'm not that insanely strong. A guy is a lot stronger than I am. If he wanted to hurt me, he would have. That's what I don't understand. And I've just been like wondering, like, did he know me? Did he not know me? Like, was it because he didn't know me and didn't want, like, and felt bad, or was it because he didn't know me and knew I wouldn't recognize him? Like, what was it? That's why it's just like, that's why I want to, it's like, if we do find this guy, that's like one of the first things I want to know is like, why did you not, he never ever tried to open my door. That's what I know. I know nothing, like, no one tried to open my door. Like, he could have stabbed him, like, from what we know now was a knife. He could have stabbed the knife through my door, tried to open my door, anything. You could probably go to kick down that door if you wanted to, but he never did.
So I do know this, and so does the detective sergeant. He passed by occupied rooms that posed a risk that he would be apprehended if you. So the question is, he passed by occupied rooms to go to other occupied rooms.
Yeah.
So he had to go by your room to get to the other two rooms.
Unless he got, I mean, I remember Kitty was kind of worried about someone climbing that balcony up there. I don't know if someone could climb it, but I feel like if someone really, really wanted to, they could. I mean, I don't know how.
Was there snow there, though? There was snow, correct?
I think so. I don't remember if it was snowing that night.
I think they would have found shoe impressions, but I'm not planting a seed to make you
I know
that you'll never sleep again. That is not my goal.
Yeah.
But we're trying to figure out, is it somebody you knew that knew that was your room and bypassed the room because they weren't intent on harming you?
I mean, that's what doesn't make sense. Is like, they had to have known our layout to want to go past my room, to not go to Kaylee.
Occupied room.
Yeah, that's the thing is like, I don't, from what I remember, I don't think I locked my door that night. I don't think I did. And that's what weirds me out is like, if I didn't, how did he go past my room, not even care that I was in my room? Like, he probably knew all of us were at home that night. And it's just like, I feel like it is someone that we know. And I feel like it's someone that.
Did she just say that last night? Did she just say that last night?
Probably been in our house either last year when girls used to live there or this year somehow. I don't know. It just is weird to me that when me and Ben were talking about it, like, he had to have known the layout of the house. He never went to the room. What if Kaylee was living down there? He wouldn't have known unless he knew us and knew the house.
What if Kaylee was living down there?
Doesn't make sense.
Well, in our world, to pass an occupied room,
it's
to
really
go
weird.
to unoccupied rooms becomes concerning if the direction comes from the door he enters. Has to make him walk by your room.
Like, my door is almost right in front of the view when you walk in that side of the door. That's the first room you see. He didn't go to my room.
That's why we wondered if you know him.
That's what I mean. That's what it has to be. Like, he had to have known who lived in what room, like where everyone was.
Who that could be?
No, there's no one. Like, every person that like knew Kaylee, Xana, Ethan, and Maddie loved them. They never had any grudges. Like, everyone loved them. It was never.
This interview reminds me of Jack Showalter's interview, guys. He's always doing the talking and doesn't let any of the detectives really ask him questions.
Anyone say, oh, wait, I hate this, they did that. They never had any bad things said to them ever.
That they told you?
Yeah, that they told me, or like what I heard. I mean, like, in Moscow, once a rumor starts, doesn't go away. Everyone hears about it. Like, it's just such a small town that, for a college town, I guess I would say, everyone knows everything. So, like, if someone hated this person, you would know. And I never knew.
Did they ever say they had an issue with a patron at the Mad Creek?
Never.
What about an ex-boyfriend or anything like that?
No, I know Kaylee and broke up, but I talked to Kaylee about that, and she was like, yeah, we mutually decided to do this. We're still friends. We still talk. We're still on good terms. We share Murphy. Like, we're good. And
like they co-parent Murphy?
Yes, like that. And I trusted him. And I mean, I didn't know him as well as I guess I didn't know him as well as I knew.
Now she's talking about Jack Decor.
Ethan, but I trusted him. he was a super nice guy. Never, ever, ever had I heard him be rude to Kaylee once in my life. Never heard anything. And from talking, because we all would talk about relationships and stuff, like I never heard Kaylee say, yeah, he did this to me, he did that. Like nothing ever concerning ever came. I think it was just like they've been dating for such a long time. It was time to like roll its course. That's what she said. It was like, it's time to roll its course. Like we mutually decided it's time.
How long did she date him for?
I don't know. I think it was, I don't know. I mean, you could probably figure it out from social media.
She didn't even know.
Or talking to her mom. I don't know.
As well.
Yeah, as well.
So she told you that she handled it well. Did you see that she handled it well?
Yeah. He came like he would come over and talk with Kaylee and play with Murphy, and it was never weird ever.
Until it got weird.
Or seen anywhere?
She started talking to me, and I believe Jen knew, and it wasn't like a big deal at all.
Yes.
I mean, the whole on the video on Twitch of the Grub Chuck and
now she starts talking about Jackass.
That's kind of what made us interested in that, because I guess you know that he had anger issues. He was a hunter. He had multiple hunting weapons. I mean, I'm not saying it's him because I can't say that. Like that could ruin his life and he could not be it, you know? But from what I know, I don't know if you know this yet, but my friend who was best friends with Xana, we went to like a balloon ceremony for all of them. And I was talking about, she said, yeah, one time, like he just like, I guess I can both tell you that he like need one of their best friends in the stomach and like just pretty much
hurts a girl?
I don't know why you would beat up a girl. Doesn't make sense. But he was kicked out of jail for anger issues. He didn't have any connection to except for which Kaylee was talking, which is just a weird coincidence. Like it could have just been coincidence. We don't know. I mean, it's just like that's the only thing we can think of. And
we? Who's we?
Who did he punch in the stomach?
I don't know her last name, but I know her really well.
And
did
she call the police on that or make her
No, I mean, I don't think she did.
What was the issue with her?
Oh, I don't know. I have no clue. I mean, you could probably try and talk to her about that. She would probably know. She knows more than I do. I mean, all like this part of it is all hearsay. Like it's not what I know. It's what other people know that have told me.
That's important.
Yeah.
What is her name?
I have to look up her last name.
Please.
Well, I call Bull-SHEATH on this one too. This is the part I wanted to share with you. Hold on. Let me get to there. Here we go.
Not suspects,
So
people of interest.
what's important is we're like you. We
Yeah.
don't want to ruin somebody's reputation.
That makes
if they
sense.
have no involvement whatsoever.
That's what my mom was telling me. Is like they're not going to like in the press conference. They can't say anything if there are people of interest because that would just like let's say it isn't.
Why does she keep trying to?
His whole entire life, you know. So I understand that part. Like you can't say someone's a
You're
suspect.
important though. I mean, we're not trying to put extra pressure on you, but
Yeah.
you're important because maybe you did see. You're the only eyewitness that put somebody in that house.
Yeah.
That's why it's important if you can sort of.
Right, Caleb?
May I ask?
Oh, what's wrong?
I mean, they're qualified. They did this. I don't make light of this because
Yeah.
I work with victims all the time with trauma. Right? They didn't just start their practice yesterday. This is somebody established.
Yeah. It's in a it's. I can't remember her name. Oh, what's her name?
And she's been doing it a while.
Yeah, she's been doing it for a while.
So can you keep working with?
Yeah, I'm going to. I met with her yesterday. Really liked her. She's really calming, and I feel good with her.
I hope that they get those reports from whoever she's seeing. I hope they have enough. I don't know if they can due to HIPAA, but if she is getting therapy and going to therapy, they take notes.
And the good thing is, I've worked with victims for 42 years. The further away you get from it, you're going to start piecing things together. The trauma is just too raw and too real right now.
Yeah.
And you've lost your friends.
Yeah.
That's compounding. These are people you were connected to.
Yeah.
And you cared about. In time, things will start.
This looks like someone's backyard in Boise.
Into place. And for your own peace of mind, I want that to happen for
Yeah.
you. I'm not selfish. Yes, it is somewhat about the case.
Or maybe at a park.
It's also important that at some point in your life, you get to
Or a
move on
cemetery.
on this trauma.
Yeah. So let's say like somehow I piece something together. Should I call you and be like, hey, like I remembered
Or you
something
can
like
call me, I have a business
but
card.
what if it's something like I don't
Is that at the Arboretum? I used to be a member there.
It's like, I don't know for sure. Even if I don't know for sure, but I think this is a piece of my memory, should I still?
Yes,
okay.
because what if it is real?
Yeah.
And we don't know about it.
I mean, that's the main thing is like, I wish I could understand if anything of this was real. Like, seeing that guy again, like, it was just like cloudy. Like, what if he wasn't even there? But like, after everything that's happened, like, I think he was there. But it's like, how much do I actually know is real? How much do I think is like made up in my mind?
Do you think you can remember enough
to
give a composite for a composite artist?
No.
Not enough.
No.
I don't remember what his eyes look like. I don't remember what his nose look like. I just remember eyebrows. I don't know exactly what his eyebrows look like at all. Really, I just remember thinking. Like,
this was her last interview where she never mentioned eyebrows. Okay, this is 11/17. She never mentioned eyebrows until this interview.
Eyebrows.
This is like 5 days after the event's already taken place.
So like I couldn't even like.
Earlier you said because they were bushy.
Yeah, bushy, but that's all. Like I don't remember the shape. I don't remember like the color. I just remember like bushy eyebrows. That's the only thing I can remember.
And when you saw him outside your door, was he moving? Was there movement going on?
I've been trying to think through this, and I've been trying to think like what do I remember from that? And I just like I don't remember if he was just like standing there or if he was walking. But what I think was going on was that he was like slowly walking like across from the living room to the kitchen outside.
Like in her memory, it was slow-mo, right?
That's what I think I remember.
So I haven't been to the house. Is there a drop from the sliding door, or can you walk out onto the street without having?
So pretty much you go out to the sliding door. There's just like this gray cement patio thing. Then let's just say your back is at the outside of the door and you're looking outside. To the right, you have to go like there's like some rocks and some bushes you have to walk down. Then to your left, there's just like this hill, like these bushes, and then behind, like kind of to the back side, you can walk past my window, and there's like this hill of like bushes and stuff, and then up there's like houses. So I mean, it would be kind of hard to like run up it or run down it because there's all those like rocks and stuff.
Especially in the middle of the night.
Yeah, so I'm kind of confused. Like, if there wasn't there, why that way? Like that doesn't seem like the smartest and fastest way. But I mean,
which direction is the front door from your bedroom?
The front door you have to go directly to your right is the door. So it's like kind of a little bit of a walk.
So it's a typical tri-level.
Yeah, typical, pretty much.
Can you think of anything else right now?
No, I'm trying to. Oh, this was something else that I remember. Cars do come by a lot, but I remember looking out the window. I just remember. Well, I think it was a black truck. I don't know for sure, but like that is normal for people's cars to go by. But I don't know if that could be something. It was just like car driving past our driveway.
What time was that at?
That was right when I went down to see. So I don't know exactly when that was.
Was it moving?
How could she see that if she was going down to see Bethany?
It was in movement?
I was moving. I wasn't stopped at all. It was moving. And like people drive by our driveway to go like around like this side house.
How did she see it running down to Bethany's? It's a wall. How did she see this?
Neighborhood a little bit. Like we hear cars go by all the time. Like that's not weird, but
when you were making your way to the room.
That's not when I heard.
Oh.
It was when I got into the room. I don't know why I looked out the window, but I looked when I just saw a car like driving by, and I believe it was I guess I shouldn't say I believe because I don't know for sure, but I think it was a black truck. But I don't know for sure. It could have been. It was just dark, and I thought it was a black truck.
But there was a vehicle there.
Yeah, but it was like it wasn't stopped. It was moving, and like from my window, again, my window is like, if like let's say this is the front of my room, this is my back room, this is my window right here.
Yeah, that's a good point. Was the front door open at that time? Did somebody walk out the front and leave the door open? That is a great comment.
There's like a neighbor, I guess you know that neighborhood up there. I can hear cars go by right there all the time. Like that's normal. It doesn't weird me out. And I like from what I think the car was just going up to that neighborhood. But again, I don't know. But I thought I'd just let you know just in case it
could have been a suspect.
Yeah, like I don't know. It could have been, but
the suspect going up the hill while she was running down. When did she run downstairs? Hold on a minute. Let me just take a look at something. me just take a look at these text messages real quick. When was she running downstairs? Come to my room between 4:24. Was there a car that drove by around? Did we look at that? Did we look and see if there was? Let me just take a peek. 4:25? Was there a black truck? Let me look at 4:25-ish. Hold on. 4:25. The only one that we knew was the alleged, maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was the black truck. Holy cow, maybe that was not the Ford that pulls up. 4:25. Here it is. Let me put it on the screen for you. Let me go to 4:25. Now, I don't know if this is accurate, but this is 4:25. Hold on. This is over at Joel's, by the way. All right, let's just see. It's a black SUV. They say it's an SUV, but it looks like a truck, like somebody has blurred it. She said it went by, not that it stopped and parked, that it went by up into the housing in the back. This is somebody barking. Let me see if somebody comes in. This is the first vehicle at 4:28. That dog got... Did you hear that? Listen when this car comes in. The dog sounds muffled. The dog sounds like it got muffled. What the hell? Okay, there's one. Is there another car that comes? Or is that the only one? Sounds like it's still going. That's at 4:24. Was she talking about that? Was she talking about this one? But how do we know this pulled into 1122? It sounds like it's going further away. It sounds like it did pull out to the back. Hold on a minute. Now, Chris said there was another video that they know of. I think it was on right across over by the whites. Hold on a minute. That's the only other car. 4:24 is the car leaving. They say that Koberger left at 4:17. But how could that be when you hear somebody drop? There's 420. They say he left it. You know, that's weird. That is really weird. Has anybody ever seen skid marks off a Taylor? Sounds like he almost hit something. Why would they look for skid marks? Hunter's in that house right now, covers Ethan, gets Murphy, and takes him back over to Jack. So there wasn't two cars. There was only one. That one was leaving, and this one comes over within minutes. Oh, let me show you something. Holy moly. That would make sense. Hold on a minute. Hold on. Let me see. Let me show you how large these guys' shoes are. Look how large his feet are. You see those feet compared to hers? I don't know about you, but that looks like maybe like a 12, 13. I mean, I'm not a good judge of shoes, but this guy has got a large foot. Large. I wonder if let me take a look at something else real quick. Let me ask my chat. What let me see if I can figure out. Let me take a picture. Yeah, they're big feet, guys. That's Hunter Johnson. Hunter Chapin. Let me look and see what size his are. Wow. ChatGPT says the man's foot looks like about a 9 to 11. 9 to 11? That's the only view I've got of that. Let me see. Let me see if I've got another one. I thought I did. Here's another one. This might be a better one. This might be a better one to see. Hold on. Let me see. They look smaller there, I guess, because of the way it was positioned, angled. What about this one? Let's see. Dylan calls Hunter and he arrives. Elbow to your wrist is your shoe size. No, this one says 9.5 to 11. Still too long, bulky, enough for 11 to 13. But it says that this is a man's 9.5 to possibly 11. Possibly 11. This is this one. Let me see. You think Hunter Johnson took Murphy over to JD's? I wonder. Hold on. Let me go back. Let me go back and look at something real quick. So who was in the house? And who just drove off? You have to get the measuring stick and not ChatGPT. Yeah, that's true too. So who do you think? Hold on a minute. Let me go back to this video. I'm wondering if this, in fact, is, she says, what if we try, remember her watch is off, so what if it's 3:30? Josie oddly walks outside to get her phone in the middle of the night. Yeah, like 3 a.m. Did somebody get out and drive off? Well, that's that little car. Ah, that could be possible. Yeah, it could have been left Friday night. We don't know that. Okay, so here we have Murphy. The car, somebody gets in the car and drives off. Why didn't the police department or ISP go get the skid marks from Taylor and King? I've never seen anything in the forensic files or the documents. If somebody peeled out, well, going Taylor to King, don't you think there would be evidence in the street? I mean, literally, I just heard him peel out. Why didn't they go get the evidence of this car leaving? On the evidence, it mentions a silver SUV with Washington plates. On the evidence list. Silver, let me look at the evidence list real quick. Silver, let me look. Silver. It's a silver Ford SUV. That didn't look like a silver Ford. The black truck, I know whose truck that is. I can't say because it's private. I hate that. I wish somebody would put it out there. This silver Ford SUV, that didn't look like a silver Ford though. That didn't look like a silver Ford leaving the scene. I thought the black Ford truck is parked here at 1112. That black Ford truck. Who was that? They would have left some type of skid marks or something, it sounded like. So why didn't they go and pull that? Now, Dylan, she knew. She had to have known who this was that pulled up. She said maybe they parked by the back side because she knew where they parked. She looked out the window. She said she looked out the window. How convenient. And then she tries to say and throw everyone off. Oh, no, they went and parked up on the hill.
But I don't know if that could be something. It was just like hard.
So how could she see on the hill from Bethany's window? You can't. There's no windows on that side of the house. So how would she know that that black truck went and parked all the way up the hill?
Driving past our driveway.
What time was that at?
That was right when I went down to see. So I don't know exactly when that was.
Was it moving? It was in movement?
I was moving. I wasn't stopped at all. It was moving. And like people drive by our driveway to go like around like this side housing neighborhood a little bit. Like we hear cars go by all the time. Like that's not weird, but
when you were making your way to the room,
that's not when I heard.
Oh.
It was when I got into the room. I don't know why I looked at the window, but I looked when I just saw a car like driving by, and I believe it was what
I saw a car driving by.
I guess I shouldn't say I believe because I don't know for sure, but I think it was a black truck. I thought it was a black truck.
But there was a vehicle there.
Yeah, but it was like it wasn't stopped; it was moving. And like from my window, again, my window is like.
Okay, so let me go back to the keys. Hold on. Yeah, I know the keys were found at the rock in the beginning of the house. Hold on. Well, let's see, it's Halantra. Yeah, but the key was in evidence from the MPD. She knows the truck stopped. She's lying. Search for keys on the list. Keys. Elantra keys on the bed. That's Lamston. That's the only keys on the list. Let me do Ford truck. Ford Explorer. Note. Paper note. Let me do silver. Silver laptop. Silver Ford. That's it. What keys are hanging in the doorway? Black truck went by and the occupants were hooting and hollering. Yeah, I remember that truck. So I wonder if she knew somebody in a black truck was going to go by anyways. Search wall. Okay, hold on. Search wall. Yeah, there's a picture of it. Half wall, second wall, wall. Nope, nothing on the evidence list. Remember, the prosecution wasn't going to put on a defense for Koberger. They were going to prosecute him. They wouldn't give him an out. Who's Ryan, Susie Littleby? Let me look at the pictures and see what was on the wall. Hold on. Hanging on the wall when you walk in. What if these? I mean, I keep going back to this, guys. I'm gonna share this with you. What if Kaylee and Maddie were given something when they got in the car, and by the time they got home, they're over here coughing and gagging and passing out? I mean, could that be they were hanging over the side and were coughing up a lung over here, and that's why it's on the wall? Like turn that way, coughing over the ledge to see who was coming behind them? Is that possible? The way the trajectory goes, they could have turned that way and then turned towards the table. Someone put the table in the way. I can't believe they didn't say this was blood or not. Jeez, in the kitchen. It wouldn't fit their narrative. But there is surely blood in other locations. We still don't have the results of 54. That's the only thing that would make sense. They were given something. That's all their blood. God, that doesn't make sense. Well, We keep digging. We keep digging until something makes sense, or until we the puncture lung or a broken nose. Ryan Black Truck, Ryan Hannah Cleary's brother's friend. Oh, I don't know. She got a ride home from a party with Lakeland. Yeah, how did she get back home to Boise? It was the state versus the state, pretty much. Money, passing hands, paying money. Yeah, I remember the key on the wall outside. I totally remember that. There was a key in one of the very first photo dumps. Well, I'm still calling Bull-SHEATH on this whole thing. I'm still calling Bull-SHEATH on Dylan's statement, because right there, the only truck that pulled up, and she knew exactly what time it was. She didn't say, oh, well, that's Boise time. That would be an hour change. She didn't say that. Wow. She didn't say that at all. That's when it starts to get real. She saw the truck.
Like, if let's say this is the front of
like, she knew they were going to know that there was a truck. Like, she knew.
this is my back room, this is my window right here. There's like a neighbor, I guess you know that neighborhood.
How could, oh, now she's got me. Now I'm getting spicy. Oh. Huh. If she's running down the stairs and she sees the truck when Bethany gets there, there are no back windows to Bethany's room. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Up there, I can hear cars.
Now she has supersonic hearing, and she knows exactly where that truck went. Right, oh, you gotta be kidding me.
Like, that's normal. It doesn't weird me out. And I, like, from what I think the car was just going up to that neighborhood.
Oh my God. She just covered for the car going up to the neighborhood. No, that car didn't park out front. I swear. That's the only car we see.
But again, I don't know. But I thought I'd just let you know, just in case it could mean.
Oh, of course it could be the suspect or the cover up.
Yeah, like I don't.
Yeah, like I don't know.
It could have been, but who knows?
And you said you sure it was a truck?
I don't know. I think it was a black truck from what I'm thinking, but again, I don't.
A black SUV. Let me just say truck.
For sure.
Were the headlights on?
I couldn't even. I can't remember that at all.
What drew your attention?
Yeah, you're in Bethany's room with only one window out the front. How can you see out the back?
I think I just wanted to look at the window for some reason. I don't know why, but I remember seeing the red lights on the back of the truck.
Brake lights.
Yeah, I don't really know why. I remember seeing that. It was like, I don't know if they're headlights or not. I don't.
Oh, she just said headlights.
I just don't know about that. But I just remember seeing the red lights, kind of.
She saw the red lights. Did the back in?
You've been through a lot. In time, you'll remember more. From my experience working with victims, you'll remember more.
Brake lights driving uphill, right? Bag of Richards.
I don't think it's significant. We would still want to know.
Yeah.
Oh, she just got schooled.
What are your plans? Are your plans just
I'm going to get a GoFundMe.
Stay here.
And I'm going to get people to pay for a vacation.
It's a hard decision. Right
Alleged now. Therapy, protection.
Right now, there's a candlelight memorial I'm going to with my friends.
Yes, Caleb, this was 100%, in my opinion, Bull-SHEATH.
That will be, I think, just like, when I got to, I guess I get the name. They all knew Maddie. Talking to them was really nice because
it made her feel important.
So they were super close, and it's just like nice knowing that
now they're all my friends.
People are going through this too. Like, it's not just us. Like, there's so many people.
Yeah, all the donations, crazy. And I don't know, but we're gonna get a little bit more into it, because if you know, you know. You guys, I can't make this shit up. On Dylan's bed was this one key indicator that I have been spending time looking at. Why would somebody be so like, how do I even say this? Let me just show you. You guys probably already know. You already know. I bet you guys know this. I never thought about this until I looked at these pictures again. Right on her bed is a journal. And did you know on that night, do you know what moon there was on that night? Anybody? We're going to get into it on the next stream. Do some homework. Definitely jump in here, look up waning gibbous moon rituals. Definitely look this up. I can't make this up. I'm not exaggerating. I'm not speculating. I'm just saying what we've seen and what's out there on the internet. No more princess. I'm the new princess, in my humble opinion, alleged. Y'all be well. Take care. Thank you for my amazing mods. As always, you guys do such a good job. And I'm calling Bull-SHEATH on this case. Be well.